All right, let's dive into this. We're talking about a new wave of AI tools that are so powerful they almost feel like, well, like they should be illegal. I'm not talking about your everyday apps here. These are basically productivity cheat codes. You know that feeling when you stumble on something online that's so good, so handy, it almost feels like you're cheating? That's exactly what we're digging into today. That thrill of finding a tool that gives you this totally unfair advantage to get stuff done faster, smarter, and way more creatively. So, let's look at Gemini. Imagine this. You just jot down a few bullet points, maybe a rough draft of an idea, and bam! It spits out a whole professional-looking presentation in seconds. It does the design, the layout, finds the images, everything. All that heavy lifting you'd normally have to do yourself or pay a designer for, it's just done.
Or how about Opus Clip? Now, if you're a content creator, you know the pain, right? The endless grind of editing long videos. Well, this tool it analyzes your footage, finds the absolute best, most engaging moments, and then automatically cuts them up into those viral-style shorts for TikTok or Reels. And yeah, it even adds the captions. We're talking hours, maybe even days of work, just squeezed down into minutes.
And this one. Wow. For anyone in research or academia, check out Paper Guide. Just think about the countless hours you'd spend digging through research papers. This thing is like your own personal AI research assistant. It sifts through a database of more than 200 million articles to find exactly what you need, pulling out key data and even generating reports. It turns weeks of research into something you can get done in, like, an afternoon. It's insane.
So the thing is, these aren't just a few random one-off tricks. What we're seeing is a whole new ecosystem popping up, a massive toolbox of super specialized AI assistants that are built to boost pretty much every professional skill imaginable.
And this table really lays it all out, right? It maps out this new reality perfectly. Just look at the categories. For writing, you've got tools like Microsoft Copilot that are basically like having a human creative partner. For coding, Cursor AI can literally help you build apps and write your tests for you. And for scraping data from the web, Browse AI can pull info from any website, and you don't have to write a single line of code. It really is a complete, super-powered toolbox for pretty much anyone.
Okay, but to really understand just how deep this rabbit hole goes, we're going to focus on one specific technology, one that perfectly shows off both the incredible power and the really tricky ethical questions of this new AI world, and that is voice cloning.
So how does it work? Well, the process is actually surprisingly simple. Step 1, you just need a short audio sample. Step 2, a deep learning model listens to it and analyzes all the unique things about that voice, the pitch, the tone, the rhythm. And then step 3, once it's trained, you can type in any text and the AI will speak it in that clone voice. You've basically created a perfect digital twin of their voice.
And there are basically two main ways to do this, two paths you can take. On one side, you have instant cloning. This is the super fast option. Great for social media or quick prototypes. It works because it uses these massive AI models that have already been trained on tons and tons of voices. Then you have professional cloning. Now this one's more intense. It needs more audio, more training time, but the result? A nearly perfect, flawless replica. This is what you'd use for something like an audiobook or other professional projects.
And this is the part that blows my mind. Some of these instant cloning tools, like one called Fish Audio, claim they only need about 10 to 15 seconds of someone's voice. That's it. Just 10 to 15 seconds to create a totally functional, recognizable clone. A couple of sentences is all it takes.
So you can see the good side, right? This tech has amazing potential for things like accessibility or entertainment. But what happens when someone uses it to deceive people? This is where things get really complicated. This is the deepfake dilemma.
You've probably heard the term deepfake before. It's basically AI-generated media, audio, video, images that looks and sounds incredibly real. The models have gotten so good that it's becoming almost impossible to tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. And that, right there, is a huge problem for trusting anything we see or hear online.
And the risks here are not small. Just think about it for a second. Someone could clone your voice to get past your bank's security, or create a fake video of a politician saying something terrible right before an election. The potential for scams, for blackmail, for political chaos, it's honestly staggering.
And this research paper really hits the nail on the head. The main problem is that the line between what's real and what's fake is just blurring into nothing. And when that happens, it eats away at our trust. not just on social media, but our trust in all digital information. And that's a really big deal for how society works.
But look, this isn't all just doom and gloom. There's a twist. The very same AI technology that's creating the fakes, it's also our best weapon to fight them. So the solution, it turns out, is more AI. It's basically created this digital arms race. You've got one AI getting smarter and smarter at creating fakes, and right behind it, you have another AI being trained to get smarter and smarter at detecting them. These detection models are looking for the tiny, almost invisible giveaways like weird pixels, unnatural lighting, or strange little quirks in the audio that a human ear would never catch.
So researchers and companies are fighting back with multiple layers of defense. You've got these AI-powered forensic tools that can spot tiny anomalies in pixels. There's audio analysis, looking for unnatural pauses. People are even using things like blockchain to create a tamper-proof record of a file's origin and digital watermarks to trace where a file came from. Plus, there are specific corporate tools, like Resemblizer from Resemble AI, built just to sniff out these fakes.
And it's not just a tech fight. The legal world is finally starting to catch up. In Europe, the EU AI Act classifies voice cloning as high risk. Here in the US, states like Tennessee and California are passing new laws to protect a person's voice and likeness. And the big platforms? Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, Meta, they're now all starting to require that creators label any realistic AI content. So things are happening.
So, where does that leave us? On one hand, we have these absolutely incredible tools that can give us superpowers at work. On the other hand, they come with some really serious risks. So the big question is, how do we handle all this? How do we navigate this new world?
Well, it really all boils down to this one simple idea. The technology itself isn't good or evil. It's just a tool, like a hammer. Its impact, whether it's positive or negative, depends completely on how we decide to use it, as individuals, as creators, and as a whole society. And maybe the most important ethical rule here is a simple one: consent. It is non-negotiable. All the reputable tools out there already make you verify that you have explicit permission from the person whose voice you're cloning. Using someone's voice without that permission isn't just unethical, it's also more and more becoming illegal.
And really, that's the best way to look at all these tools we've talked about today. Think of them as incredibly powerful assistants. They can handle the boring, tedious stuff and supercharge our creativity, but they absolutely do not replace the need for a human. We still need our own creativity, our own critical thinking, and most importantly, our own ethical judgment.
So, it all comes back to this final question. These tools, they really do give you superpowers. The ability to create, to analyze, to produce things at a speed that was pure science fiction just a couple of years ago. The power is in your hands now. So, the only question left is the one you have to ask yourself. How are you going to use it?